Hey everyone, it's Tracy at T-Ray Art Piece. Alright, so this video is a little something different. I've had a few people ask about how I embellish or add a stencil. And I'm sure there's tons of ways to do it. This is what works for me and how I do it. So you pick a pour or whatever and a stencil. Now I was looking for a fluid dancer for this piece because it just looked like a beautiful gown flowing. So I found this stencil. Amazon, you can find them anywhere. This is Finger Inspire. I do like Stencil Revolution, and I just got one from Blick. So wherever you get them. So these are my tips, and I learned this technique from Olga Sobey like years ago, and I've always liked it. So, and I do have her a little crooked, and I wanted it that way. Like she's tilting back and flowing. So we'll see how it comes out. Tape your stencil down. You don't want bubbles. You want it smooth. And leave little corners of your tape up because that helps you when it's ready to peel. Again, this is the technique I use and I like it. Not everybody does. So we're using the last of my heavy gel gloss by Golden. You can get any brand. And then I do have regular. I'm not sure why I bought a different one. This is just a little thicker. I've picked my colors out that I want to use. So I'm going to get started. You do have to work fairly quick. So I'm going to go in stages with my gloss because this will dry. And this dries clear. So I'm going to get her hair and her upper arms done first, her face. Now I don't go for perfect lines, like I don't mind it's flowing, it's alright. So we're gonna do her face too, but I should have kept that where I knew. See? Oh, it's fun. Alright, we can do this. So I have some, all the colors. It doesn't matter. If you do have thick body, that goes well with stencils, works well, but the gel helps with making your paints stand up a little bit, have a little dimension. I have a few other pieces that I'm gonna do, so I'm just mixing some titanium buff or warm gray with a little pink. There's no right or wrong in my experience, but this is really fun how it can take a pour and give it new life. I hope I came up enough. See, I got talking to you guys. Usually I'm just doing this with a cup of tea or coffee. Okay. And you can mix the paint with the gel too. Like I said, there's tons of ways to do it. I am sloppy with stencils. Alright. You don't need, well, it's how much, but you don't want to bleed through to that's one thing to keep in mind. But you can touch it up as well if you do go a little crazy, because believe me, I've done that. I like a palette knife. You can use a brush. My finger must have hit that up there. And sometimes I've come back in with markers and paint and built up the stencil even more. So who knows, I might do that with this one. We'll see how it goes. All right, I'm liking that. So now the top part of the dress. What do we feel like? Yeah, I had to put the gloss in because these are an investment, but they do last a while. And I didn't have it secured tight, so I had to scoop out what was still soft. I haven't done stencils. I used to do quite a few, got away from that. I got a pretty swallow one at Blick and a jellyfish one from Stencil Revolution. So I'll be using those. Okay. So I think I want the softer colors and then it to get a little vibrant. Or I'll just blend them. If you, I don't know, I can hear that, so you probably can. That's my husband down in his workshop. Is that too vibrant? Well, all right, I guess we're going darker first. And like I said, I do not get super specific with staying in the lines, I guess. I'm not pushing down hard, just a little bit, but you don't want any pockets to pop up. All right, now I'm going to bring in some of this pretty light purple. Oh, I didn't grab a gold. I might have to do that. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me know if you like this type of video. There's a lot more you can do with fluid art, as I'm sure you're aware. That can just be the beginning. And the gel does help the paint from bleeding through, as long as you still don't go too crazy. As I've done. All right, I gotta grab gold. Now I'm looking, did I get her head enough? Oh, geez. Better be safe than sorry. Yeah, and please, if you have tips or ideas when you do a stencil, oh, I love those colors. I think I'm going to save the blues for the butterflies. That was the plan originally, and I'm liking it. I'll add a little bit of that soft blue. And what I have my paints on is I reuse the cardboard off of a canvas. Get another use before it hits the trash. A plate will do anything. Oh, I love that. What color is that? Liquitex light blue violet. I got too far ahead, didn't I? And another tip that I didn't do, but can do it quickly enough. You want like a wet paper towel for when you take off your stencil. And that way, until you can get to dry or wash it up, just helps. Because you don't want to leave paint in the gel. I don't know if you can hear the wind chimes either, but we got some windy weather. So just make sure you don't see any little pockets. Those colors are so pretty. Did like an ombre. Don't go crazy, Tracy. This is also a really good way just to use up some paints. Experiment, play around. Oh, I hope I nailed the face and stuff. We can touch it up. All right. Now the butterflies. Well, thank you so much for expressing interest, everyone, because I'm having a lot of fun. Oh, gel. See? Having too much fun. I'll be fast enough with these. Or so I say. Oh, see, I dug in under that one. I felt it. All right. Yeah, so I lost track. I could have had this on my spinner, maybe made it a little easier on myself. So I'm just doing the whole section. Yeah, he's sawing right below us, so again, I'm sorry. I like hearing the saw. I like him building stuff, so. All right, let's see how it looks. Let me get this prepared. Okay. Be gentle. You want to try to avoid that. Okay. One more. Okay. I usually will take a clean tip and pull towards you gently. Oh. Now put it face down on your wet paper towel, then spray it again. I see a tiny spot on her arm that I need to add. Oh, you see how that gold came through? That is... I gotta say, guys, that's one of my best right off the bat. I'll flip it around and show you. I just need to have a steady hand. Okay. All right. I'm gonna touch that up after it's dry. I mean, I'm barely touching it, as you can see. Well, okay. That came out really sweet. So there she is. Ha! All right. I did good with the hair. Now, actually, this needs to be dark brown, you see? Once you get the shell off, I probably should wait. Let's see. But I'm gonna try. But that's something we can easily enhance. And I might want to add some more highlights to the hair. So, yeah, guys, I'm not an expert. Just like most of you, I've learned as I've done it and by watching videos. I do not have an artist background. So all of this is gravy for me. Oop. All right, I'm going to stop fiddling. And like I said, I may work on this skin area right here. I don't know if that's a thick piece of gel or it's just puffed up. Don't hit the butterfly, Tracy. Okay. I'm not going to mess with it now. Yeah. All right. Let me know what you think. That was fun. And who knows, there could be another step. All right. Take care of yourselves and find your